If you had to write like a bullet point list of things you would have to see in an artist for you to invest in them, what would it be?
3 things, and you have to hit 2 out of 3 of these. You're a great person. Your music has to fit some sort of mainstream appeal. And the third thing is I have to like your music. I think what's working best right now is finding the influencers who are pushing music. Not necessarily like people who are gonna dance, because who knows if that's gonna take off or not. That could be a complete flop of a campaign. My first artist that I managed, my guy, the EDM guy, right? That PR got us nowhere. We spent like $1,000 on nothing. If someone has really clear motivations, aspiration-wise, like they know they wanna be the biggest artist in the world, or they know they wanna play at the Super Bowl, you know, things like that are like really green lights about artists. If an artist like only hope to succeeding is finding a manager, then they're probably not working hard enough on their own.
Yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy Poncho here. Welcome to episode 37 of the Encore Podcast. If this is your first time listening, this is a pod for artists, musicians, anyone with a passion for music and art that's trying to turn it into a full-time business. So if that's you, subscribe, tap in with the community. My co-host is MIA again. It's all good though. We're gonna move to New York City, and once we close her and shit, that won't happen. But we're here with Michael Heiman.
Oh, what's good? How we doing?
Manager, life is good. Life is good. Writer at Squid Life as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Gotta rep it.
Absolutely. How you feeling today?
Doing good, man. Had a nice drive up here. Ate some fish and chips and Austining. You know, it was nice.
Okay. Shout out Austining.
Yeah,
that's fire. I bet. So, in just a few minutes or so, could you tell the people, where you grew up, where you born, where you grew up, and how you got started in the music industry?
Word. I mean, I grew up in Florida, Broward County. Yeah. Lived there like the majority of my life until I was like 12, 13, and then I moved up to Jersey. Okay. Now I live in the middle of the woods in Morris County.
Yeah, I know where that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, shit.
Yeah, and went to school at NYU, and from there I just kind of realized like music's kind of my passion, you know.
Yeah.
I just started to pursue that.
That's fire.
Yeah.
And now you manage. Who are the artists that you manage?
So I work with 2 other guys on the management team.
Okay.
My guy Nick Guttlefish and my guy Julian McKee. We manage 5 artists together: Los Kemet, Marco Plus, Mamadou, Just End, and My Name Isn't J-Mac.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Okay. All right. So a lot of the audience that's going to watch this is artists, and I know that a lot of artists either have miscommunications with managers or a wrong idea of what management actually does. So I definitely want to get into, different specifics about your craft. So first of all, you have a management company, and it's 3 of y'all. Mm-hmm. So how does that even work? Like how do y'all like divide the work and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I guess like pretty common, you just have one manager. Like that's pretty straightforward. It's been like that. But I think what we do really well is we divide and conquer. So besides like us kind of project managing each artist, like kind of like Julian, for instance, works really closely with Mamadou. Gutty is all over. That's Nick, right? He's all over with the production. He really works with J-Mac closely, damn near producing like all he does. And myself, I work really closely with Marco and Just End, and we kind of divide and conquer in the sense that we take on different aspects of what artists need to kind of build, right? So me, I do digital marketing. I help with some creative stuff, like shooting videos or just finding cover artists, things like that.
You do it, or you like put the pieces together to have it done?
Whatever it needs to be done, you know? Okay. So I've like Marco's first 5 videos in New York, those were me and like a dude with a camera, you know? Okay. And as far as like finding artists, like cover artists and things, I could just suggest people, but most of the times the artists we work with have people in mind. Okay. Past that, the marketing is pretty straightforward, digital marketing, and we all kind of source other like influencers and things like that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like TikTokers and shit like that?
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, even like Twitter if you find the right people.
Really? That works, getting people to like either like do a dance to a song or some sort of video to a song?
I think what's working best right now is finding the influencers who are pushing music. Not necessarily like people who are going to dance, because who knows if that's going to take off or not. That could be a complete flop of a campaign. But if you give the music to someone who's only there to share music, you're going to hit a bunch more people who want to hear new music.
Interesting.
It's like, would you rather pay an obscene amount of money to like Hailey Bieber for the maybe chance that she makes a viral trend, or would you rather give it to someone who's going to share it with 10,000 people that want to hear your song, right?
Like an engaged audience.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I bet. So, how did you guys even start like building a management company out? Like, what made y'all want to come together and do that?
It just kind of happened.
Just kind of happened.
Yeah. So I'd been managing my friend, and he was in a different music space that I couldn't really get into. Like, I didn't really understand that music space.
Like a different genre.
Yeah. It was more EDM stuff, and I just wasn't really attached to it.
Okay.
I was just doing it to kind of learn the ropes and help my buddy out. And after that, another artist I came into contact with, my guy Just End, we just kind of met by happenstance, like friend of a friend type thing. And I just started working with him. We didn't lock anything in. I was just trying to support him and help him grow.
Okay.
Come 2020 COVID hits, I graduate from NYU, right? I don't want to start a company. And so I created a blog and I was just interviewing artists. I was kind of, my whole motive was just to get research on my end to see what artists needed in this space and give them a platform to promote themselves by just talking about themselves. Kind of like what you guys do.
Okay.
And then my guy Julian joined the team and we were just writing up about artists and interviewing them. And one day my man Marco Plus just asked us to manage him, and me and Julian kind of looked at each other. We're like, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And then it just, like, honestly, 4 out of 5 artists that like we work with, they were all interviewed on the page.
That's crazy. You know, that was one thing I wanted to ask you though. So you did interviews and now you do a lot of write-ups. So for the write-ups, right? What does that actually do for an artist to get an article written up?
I'm not gonna lie, blogs nowadays, like, the regular person is not reading a blog. Like, this is not 2008, 2010, like, you know, when blogs were really popping. Obviously the bigger blogs, like you get a Pigeons and Planes feature, people are going to take notice. But like, mostly it's just kind of alerting the industry and kind of putting it in front of more people. Okay.
And a lot of these blogs, right, are a lot of them pay to play?
No.
Really?
No. It's like no to play. You got to know somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you send a cold email to a writer at Rolling Stone, you think they're going to pay attention? Nah.
No.
Yeah.
Shit.
You just got to be sincere and go out there and meet people. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So it's really just about like the look for the industry, like showing like, hey, I'm out here working, and it might open up more doors in the future.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you think it's worth like pursuing that, or do you think artists? Yeah.
Depends on your lane, really. Like a lot of artists don't need that. You know, if you're like a viral artist, like, I mean, TikTok's an amazing platform for that right now.
Yeah.
You don't really need to be written up. You don't need to pursue that PR if you're taking like a viral angle. Or if you're really good with your music videos, sure, like having it on one of these pages would help. But if your numbers are already going up, like the blogs will follow, you know?
Interesting. So it's better to let it happen organically?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say go ahead and introduce yourself, because if you like what someone's writing about and maybe they're in that world, they work with these artists, that can give you an opportunity to work with those artists too. Okay. You got to think of them like less as blogs and more as just people writing like about music they like, you know?
Yeah, I like that. I never heard anyone say that before. That's real. Okay. When you were doing the interviews, what are some things that you learned about, like some common things that artists said or some things that you learned?
That's a good question.
Yeah, think back a bit.
I'm going to say like something positive I found from what the artist said. If someone has really clear motivations, like aspiration wise, like they know they want to be the biggest artist in the world, or they know they want to play at the Super Bowl, you know, things like that are like really green lights about artists.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have those goals in mind, you know, like if you just want to be like a touring act, like sure, that's cool, man, but you got to aim higher than that, you know? On top of that, just having clear inspirations, like where are you drawing from? Like, what's your story? Who do you like draw inspiration from musically? Because if you have like all over the place inspirations, it might not really pan out. Or maybe you're making something brand new and it's gonna be beautiful, but only time will tell.
Interesting. What percent of artists, if you had to put a number on it, do have high aspirations versus are kind of just like floating around?
I would say like most artists want to be the biggest in the world, right? But to like really believe in that and tell people, like,
yeah,
probably a lot less.
Yeah. Like I told you, Marco Plus.
I mean, he knows he's the greatest rapper. That's the positive there.
Shit, nah, that's real. You got to know before anyone else does.
Yeah, because if you don't believe in yourself, who is going to?
100%.
Right.
That's crazy. Wow. All right. Just wondering about that. Anything else that you learned from the interview days or things you took away from it?
Man, just that like people grow up in very different places, and you never know what type of inspirations you're gonna get from where you grew up. Like my guy Los grew up in Mississippi, lived in Atlanta, Chicago, and now in Austin. Mm-hmm. And he grew up listening to like 3-6 Mafia and like UGK and shit. And you can really hear how he embodies that in his music.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, I fuck with that. We got a couple more questions in here today that I want to get into a couple more times. All right, here we go. All right, so a lot of artists would kill to have you manage them. So if you had to write like a bullet point list of things you would have to see in an artist for you to invest in them, what would it be?
I'm going to steal this from one of my teachers from college.
Okay.
I had an artist management class.
Okay.
Emily White taught it. Shout out Emily White.
Okay.
And she said 3 things, and you have to hit 2 out of 3 of these.
2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're a great person. Like, I can fuck with you, right? That's one thing. You need to be able to fuck with the artists you work with, right?
Right, most important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your music has to fit some sort of mainstream appeal.
Okay.
And the third thing is I have to like your music. If you hit 2 out of 3 of those, we're good.
If you had to prioritize them, what would you say?
I'm selfish, so I'm gonna say I have to like the music. I'm not gonna manage.
You can't really ride for something that you're not feeling. So I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'd be number 1. Mm-hmm. Then what would you put at 2?
Number 2 would have to be shit. What did I say?
Mainstream appeal, and you vibe with the person.
I would say vibe with the person, because you could have mainstream music that I like, but if you're a dick, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. That's a fact. All right, wow, that's crazy. What are some things that you see artists do that would turn you off to working? Like you might be considering them, and then you see something, and you're like, oh no,
being corny. Don't be corny. Yeah. If you don't know how to like promote yourself and just be yourself, then it's kind of cringy.
You mean like doing too much? And
or doing too much or doing too little. You got to be right in the middle.
I feel that. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. While we're on that topic, what are some other things that, just in general question, other ways you see artists shoot themselves in the foot?
Trying to do really complex things at an early on stage.
Like biting off more than they can chew?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you're trying to make like a whole concerto with your album, cool, but do you have like $100,000 to get all those instrumentalists in there?
Yeah.
Like, it might take you 3 years to put that project together. It might be beautiful when it drops, but maybe you might have missed your win from when you dropped that project 3 years ago. Consistency is key, and just doing what's achievable in the moment is always the goal.
Yeah. Interesting. That's the biggest thing.
Consistency.
Yeah. Okay. You see any other things you see artists do that make you be like, fuck?
Man, with consistency being the top thing, as long as you're consistent, I really believe that there's like an audience for any artist.
That's a fact. I agree with that.
Like, I may not like someone's music, but that doesn't mean that there's some niche group in Switzerland that's gonna like die for you.
That's a fact.
And if you have 100 people that are gonna pay $100 per year, whether that's on shows, merch, whatever it may be, buying your songs, you're good.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I feel like more people should have that perspective about it. Like, I feel like, going back to what you said, trying to do too much or like trying to get everyone's attention, but you only need, I say 1,000 people at $100. Yeah.
What's the Nip thing? It's like 1,000 people buying $100 product where he sold the CDs and shit.
Facts. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. That's real. All right. Interesting. All right, we got a couple other things in here that I want to. Okay, all right. As a manager, I feel like the manager is the most misunderstood role in the industry.
You don't know how many people just ask me like, so what does that mean? I'm like, what do you do?
Yes. Can you explain what a manager does and does not do for artists?
I like to compare it. This is a brand new metaphor. I've never used this before, so it might come out a little bit shoddily, but
All right.
we're just the boat crew, you know? If the artist is the captain, we're just maintaining the boat, you know?
Okay.
And so we handle everything to keep that boat moving, keep the wind in the sails, you know, and just make sure we're ready to get to the next stop or handle whatever's on the ocean.
Interesting.
That was hard.
All right, shit. Yeah, that's perfect.
As far as like actual things we do and don't do though, like to make it a little bit more concrete, I already kind of covered that. You know, I do the marketing. My guy Julian, he handles PR. Nick, he's like our statistician. Like, he does all the analytics, make sure we know how we're performing and pitching right to the DSPs and everything.
Y'all pay attention to that a lot?
We like to, yeah, because it kind of gives us like a hint at where we're succeeding and where we're failing. Because you might be an artist that's popping on Spotify and have no YouTube traction. Maybe you should point some people towards YouTube, or you should double down.
Okay. At least it like gives you info to make decisions off of. At the very least. Okay. Interesting. All right.
But yeah, like we handle everything, especially at an early age. Like when artists are really early, managers do a lot.
Yeah.
As labels come on, you realize, okay, they're going to handle the PR a little bit more. Or maybe you hire a PR company and then that's off your plate.
Have you done that yet?
For some of our artists, yeah.
Yeah. How does that work for you?
Pretty good.
Really?
You know, we're in the early stages of like talking about that, but I think it's going to be a pretty good, you know, workflow because they're going to be able to hit people that we've never been able to.
I've heard some artists have nightmare experiences with PR companies. So.
I did. My first artist that I managed, my guy, the EDM guy, right? That PR got us nowhere.
Really?
Yeah, we spent like $1,000 on nothing. Yeah.
I know this one girl that she spent 3 bands on a PR company who just inflated her numbers, and she thought she was getting somewhere, so she kept paying and then realized it was fake after like going deeper in the analytics.
That's another thing they did. That PR company put us on a fake playlist to boost our numbers.
Really?
Yeah. Like that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
We just like take that shit off.
That shit was crazy. Yeah. All right. What about things that managers do not do?
We're not agents, you know, we're not, I mean, in the early stages, we are agents. We're finding you shows, their artists are finding themselves shows, and we're just trying to communicate pricing and all that.
Okay.
Later on, though, once you get a booking agent, which is probably past the point that you get a manager, that's not us. Managers never should foot the bill. Listen, if you're an artist, you got to invest in yourself.
Talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been done. You know, there's plenty of situations in where, like, an artist is going to give away a portion of the music because the manager really believes in it and wants to put down money. But in most cases, that should not happen. That's just like not a sound business model. Because at the end of the day, an artist manager walks away with what, 10 to 20%?
Something like that.
Yeah.
25, you're a god.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Even 25 is a little bit too high unless you have like 12 managers. Like, but it just doesn't make sense for like a upcoming artist to have like $20,000 put into him. Like, to what end, right?
Yeah, that's a fact. Nah, that's real. That's crazy. Do artists have that expectation?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have that expectation. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think artists are kind of understanding that we're just like the crew, you know?
Yeah.
Captain's got to pay for the repairs, you know? We can just apply them. That's it.
That's a fact. Does it ever not bother you, but like, do you ever want to be more than the crew type shit? Or are you comfortable being in the background?
I'm cool with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like being in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. One thing I've seen too, I don't know anyone this happens to personally. I just heard stories of it where like either it be like a manager or producer starts having an ego battle with the artist and tries to like outshine them and shit. And that always ends bad. So, interesting. Okay. Should an artist look for a manager or should a manager look for an artist?
I think it can work both ways.
It can work both ways? Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But for an artist to look for a manager, you really got to have some shit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Because you could even be really good, but that manager might not have time for you. That's
like it's too much work to get that artist where, you know.
Yeah. Like you can't be going and asking like Post Malone's manager to manage you. Like that man has a lot on his plate. I don't know why I picked that example, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if there's like a kid that's starting early and you have really good music and you want to send him your music, go ahead. What's the harm? You know? The worst thing possible is you just kind of like take up a minute of his time. But
type shit.
Their time. There's lots of female managers out there that are doing really dope shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But if you're a manager that's looking for artists, that's probably the best way to do it, because that's the best way to form a connection and actually help out an artist. If an artist's like only hope to succeeding is finding a manager, then they're probably not working hard enough on their own.
Interesting. Are you actively looking for a new artist or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Always. Always.
All right, bet. All right, last question on this topic. For you specifically, is there anything that an artist could either say or do that would piss you off? Someone you're working with that would really annoy you?
Just not trying. Like,
yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself, like we were saying before, if you don't believe in yourself, then why should I?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I respect it. All right, we got I have a few more things in here. Cool. I wanna get into. Actually, no, we hit on most of my shit. You wanna dig into this fucking jar?
Yeah, man, sure.
All right, let's get it. We'll about a couple. Let's start with one at a time. All right, here's one. I think Marco had this question. I'm not sure. No, he didn't. You know who Ashoka is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had this question. Shout out to Ashoka. It's my fucking guy. When is it time to cut someone off?
When the energy's not there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you can't vibe with somebody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's real.
Yeah. Simple, but to the point.
No, that's a fact. Okay. Let's keep going in here. Let's gonna fuck this one up. All right. What is your biggest regret in your career?
Damn. Not starting sooner. Yeah. Like I see kids 18, 19, still in college, managing artists and doing crazy shit.
Younger than that, low-key. Yeah.
Like I'm really proud of my guy, Jackson. He runs this blog, Modern Nation.
Okay.
He just went into college and he runs like a successful ass blog.
That's fire.
Just shot music videos for like The Alchemist. And I'm just like, damn. Like, imagine where I would have been if I started at like 16, 17.
Yeah, I think that too. Like, I didn't start playing keys and making beats till 18. I mean, I just didn't know that was what I was into. Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, I definitely do think that sometimes too.
I don't like to have regrets, like, usually. That's why it was like kind of a hard question to answer right away. I feel like everything's brought me here and things could be a lot worse. So
that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
It's like the butterfly effect.
You feel me? Yeah. So, yeah, no, I agree. I definitely have a lot of blessings. All right. We're gonna let's do 4 more because you're going. All right, bet. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. In your music career, what is your biggest internal challenge that you deal with?
I'm a really optimistic guy.
Yeah. Like delusionally type shit.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Yeah. Because I always think like, this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one. Yeah.
Even when like the signs are like mad out. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even see the signs like that. Like I'll just be like, oh, we got this. Like, yeah, Billboard time. This is the one. And then I'll be let down. But, you know, we still went a long way from where we were. So looking back, I'm always happy. Yeah. Just the optimism, right? But
I feel like you need that attitude though. Because if you're going to be like, oh, this shit won't work, then it definitely won't work.
It's true.
So, that's interesting.
But it is a big internal conflict.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I bet. Next one. What are your favorite and least favorite parts about your job? You know, being a manager.
My favorite thing is just like doing what I love. Like I kind of just like set out to do this and we're out here, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, remember moments standing in crowds at shows and just being like, damn, I want to be over there. Like almost behind the stage, you know?
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Okay.
Kind of being a part of the fold. Least favorite would be, it's hard. It takes up time, man.
Yeah.
24/7, like on the clock.
Are you on call 24/7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can duck out and whatever, but that's cause problems in like the supply chain, you know. If I miss something that could have been big, you know, that's on me. That's not on anybody else. So just gotta always be on top of shit.
That's crazy. Damn. You ever feel like it's a thankless job?
Nah, I get thanks here and there, and that's all I need. I'm not really in it for the thanks, you know, so we're all good.
Interesting. I bet. All right, last two of the night. All right. If you could, this is a fun one. If you could snap your fingers and master any skill, what would it be?
Snap my fingers, master any skill. Is it like just one snap?
Yeah.
And that's it? I can't do it like multiple times?
Nah. You get one snap. That's it. One snap, you a marketing virtuoso. One snap, you a fucking
linguist. I want to be able to speak all languages.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like
that's like the cheat code to life. I won't even lie. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, I can't even hate on that.
Because I want to travel the globe and I want to be able to like immerse myself wherever I go.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I respect that.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to hear your answer to that one too.
Snap my
It's a tough question.
Yeah, it's a hard ass question. Because most of the shit I'm into, I've already learned in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I haven't mastered music at all. Yeah, you feel me? Mm-hmm. You know what I wish I was able to do, and something's been a massive fucking headache for me? Graphics. I wish I could draw. I wish I could like do graphics, paint, all that shit. Because I've wasted mad time and money working with designers and like not being happy with how this shit comes out. I want to be able to design my own merch, but you know, at this point now, it makes no sense for me to spend years learning it. But
no, that's a good answer though.
Yeah, for sure. I wish that would just free up so much fucking like mental energy and shit. And I don't like doing that shit. All right, last question of the night.
Let's get it.
What do you never want to do again in your career?
I can answer this in so many ways that I shouldn't.
Trust me, I feel you.
What do I never want to do again in my professional career?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't like being fake. I like telling it like it is.
Yeah.
I just like there's a certain point where you could stop like kissing babies, you know? And that'd be cool. But when we get there.
I feel you. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of got to play the game.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I feel you. Shit.
I probably should have said that, but fuck it.
Nah, you know what? Nah, it is what it is. There's certain shit, bro. I do shit that I don't always want to do. You feel me? It's just part of it, you know? But yo, thank you. You have anything else you want to say to the camera before you head out?
This should be coming out in like 2 weeks, right?
2 to 3 type shit.
Well, shit. Southside Villain LP on the way. Stream that shit. Just Them, Poison Space Girls. Stream that. Man, just check out all the artists at otherside.nyc. That's where they all live. So you can check them all out.
That's fire.
Yeah.
You're really not interested in promoting yourself.
I don't care. If you want to find me, go ahead. But
yo, what's the gram? if people want to find you, what's your Instagram?
Right. At the Cherry on Top. THA Cherry on Top. That's me.
Crazy.
Please don't ask me to be your manager. If I want to manage you, I'll find you. All right.
Yo, I appreciate you coming through. That was hard as fuck. Artists are definitely going to learn from this. Definitely going to take something away from it. So, thank you, bro.
Of course.
And yeah, to the audience, I appreciate you tuning in. To all the artists watching this, I know you learned some shit. So please subscribe to the channel. Tap in with us. He doesn't want to be tapped in with, but still,
tap in with the other side.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah. So tap in with them, and yeah. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe again, all that good YouTube shit. And we'll be back very shortly with another dope episode. So, appreciate you watching.
Sir.
Fire.